What's going on, everyone? it's Wednesday today, and yeah, I'm gonna have some fun today. I'm still working on this drawing. It's just coming along slowly. I've been having so much fun just talking with you guys this whole week. Um, I'm starting a new job on Monday, which I'm super excited about. I got some information. I got to bring in all my ID and paperwork and all that new hire stuff that everyone knows is always fun to do. Yeah, it's definitely official. It's happening. I'm super excited. Yeah, it's been a great week. I'm streaming early today. Although if you're watching this on YouTube, you don't care because you're watching this on YouTube. But I'm streaming early today because I'm going to have a. I gotta leave early today to go enjoy, have a lunch with some former coworkers of mine at Yabba Dabba, and that's really fun. It's really exciting. It was an awesome team I got to work with. Found out a couple of them are going on to work at Teen Titans, which is super exciting for them. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see them all. It's gonna be fun. Gonna go have fun. Go have lunch with Caretoons and our old coworkers and stuff. So I'm excited. That's going to be a lot of fun. But for the meantime, I am just drawing this surfer. I kind of feel bad because I feel like this drawing is taking me so long, but it's mostly because I've been having just way too much fun. Flapping my gums and talking to everybody. Yeah, as I've been saying, this whole week is mostly whatever questions you guys have. Let me know if you're new to this channel, or if you've been too shy to comment. Please let me know. If you want me to answer, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want me to answer any questions you have about drawing, about animating, about working, maybe you want to be a professional artist. If you have any questions, please send them to me. You can comment on it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know in the chat. Show up my live stream. You can talk to me directly. Anything you want to do, because after this week, I'm going to be switching to a new schedule to 5 p.m. I'm not quite sure what time, but I'll be switching to 5 p.m. streaming time. And of course, all my videos will be uploaded to YouTube, but I won't be streaming as regularly, but I will still be streaming. So it's gonna be so I'm not going away. I'm not going away this time. A job does not mean I'm disappearing. I'm definitely sticking around. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. All right, so let's see here. I'm working on this drawing here, and I'm kind of like I'll go through a little bit of some of my thought process. I'm kind of going through it, kind of slowly meandering with it. The sketch I didn't quite like. I was just kind of, when I was sketched it, I was going really quickly. I didn't quite think about how he was going to be holding all these items, and so I'm kind of, oops, that's the wrong color. I'm inking in black today. Thank you. And so I'm kind of having, I'm having to kind of like redraw things I missed, and I'm kind of doing it in a way to kind of build it all out so it works structurally. Like, I've got his body on a layer. I've got the gadgets he's holding on a layer. I've got his arm on a layer. So I'm building it all. This is normally how I would work if I was constructing a character in Animate or Illustrator. I would layer things in a certain way so that it lets me be able to draw through. Like, on this bottom layer, I'm going to draw his back arm, and what using these layers lets me do is I can, kind of draw through and figure out where I want things to go. I'm even noticing details that I might not have picked up if I was doing this all on traditional paper, is that this machine needs to come over, and I'm seeing his belly through there. So I'm going to, that's one of the things I love about working digitally, is I can go through and make these adjustments. I can set up my file so that, I like it. I mean, I know there's good things about drawing traditionally, about doing artwork, pen and paper. There is a bit of romanticism to it, but I mean, when it comes to sketching and drawing digitally, I love it. I mean, I do a lot of drawings on my phone whenever I can. It was a go-to sketchbook for me for a while. Nowadays I have a sketch wallet, and I almost hardly ever use it. It's really good to have though. I really like having it because it's there for me if I ever want to sketch something. But I mean, I love drawing digitally. It's become one of my new favorite things, and I think it's because I can set things up. I can be as loose as I want to be. I can be as tight as I want to be, and I can do it all in one spot. And yeah, I mean I'm not knocking traditional artists or anything like that. I guess there's conflict. I don't know, but yeah, that's my feelings on it. Um, it's a fun tool, and it lets me do a lot of things I wouldn't be able to do with traditional means, and that's speaking from someone that has a lot of experience working with traditional art. I mean, I worked for years drawing caricatures. I loved, I worked with airbrush, markers, pencils. All that stuff is great. And there is something to getting messy and coming out with like paint all over your hands or chalk in your fingernails or something like that. And there is something to that tactile feel, but I don't know. There's just something that just it sets off all my pleasure, not pleasure, but I like it. It's exciting to work digitally, and I really like it. It's something I mean, it's great. It's I can't get enough of it. So let's see here. So I want to draw his arm here, and I'm just like, I've kind of got. I'm trying to figure out how it's gonna be, and I guess it would be, because he's got some shoulders to him. So I'm going to put this one down here and like that. And then I can go through and erase the bits that would be behind all the machines and stuff. So there we go. Like that. And there we go. That feels good. I like that. I like how that looked out. I like how that's turning out. Turning out good. Let's see here. I'm going to kind of fix that up a little bit there. Just trying to stay loose, trying to keep a good nice energy with my line work. I kind of want to fix up this chin a little bit. Oops. Maybe smooth it out. Just because there's a little bit too much tangenting. There's too many tangents going on with his chin and his arms. So I'm just gonna kind of fix up this shape here a little bit. There we go. And let's go ahead and erase this over here. All right, let's clean this up a little more. And there we go. Give him his like shaggy beard. He's got like, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo's gnarly stoner chin beard and stuff. All right. Anything going on in the chat today? No, chat's kind of dead today. Chat's kind of dead. I know I'm streaming at a different time, so I might have surprised some of my usual watchers live stream, because yeah, I kind of I didn't get my announcement on not YouTube. I put up I normally put up an Instagram post that lets everyone know that I'm streaming, and consistently it's been at 11 a.m. except for today, where I kind of surprised everyone that it's at 10:30, and I didn't get that up until just a half hour before I started streaming. So that's my bad. That's on me. Sorry about that, guys. Guys and gals, sorry about that, everyone. But that's just kind of how it worked out today. I got it's funny. There's a lot that goes into prep time and preparing for streaming that I don't even think about. I want to make sure my computer is working properly. I want to make sure my microphone is working, and I want to make sure my lighting is good. I got to make sure everything's kind of set up. And I have kind of a setup here where I can just kind of sit down, turn everything on, but there's still, like I forgot to restart my computer, so I wanted to make sure that it was restarted to make sure it was running properly. And I wanted to, I had to get a drawing out to announce, and yeah, there's just a lot that goes on behind the scenes that I mean I never thought about before. A lot of times I think it's perceived that I just hop on my computer and I start streaming. I just start streaming and then and it all happens. It's just magic. And like anything it takes there's prep time and it's stuff I didn't even think about when I first started streaming, and it was cool. I was having a conversation with our good old friend Mike Milo yesterday on Facebook, and he pointed me towards someone that helped him with streaming, and she popped up in the chat and gave me a lot of good feedback. Well, not really feedback, but just good ideas to look into for, especially continuing this stream going forward. Um, I'm looking into possibly maybe including the chat on the screen. I didn't do that before because I tried it once streaming again this year, and after I upload everything to YouTube, the chat just disappeared. Like the resolution, or after it got processed, just was not good, and so I mean, you couldn't. It was no point. Like you couldn't even see the chat. And I just felt like, well, then you know what? The chat is something that's special just for the people who come and see me live. I'll still read out interesting chats and interesting. I'll still read out chats that I get to choose, and shout out people's name when I read them. But but it just works out better, I think, this way because then for rewatchability on YouTube, I think I felt that. I don't know. I felt like the chat just seemed like an extra detail that wasn't necessary. I don't know. That's and like I said, that's I haven't so far. So far, feedback has all been good. I mean, so far, everyone that shows up to my live stream, and people that there's been almost no feedback. I mean, everyone's giving me thumbs up. Everyone's been liking the show, so I mean, so far it's been pretty good. I've been trying new things for posting on YouTube, and I got some pretty good results. Actually giving it a title screen instead of just putting on a drawing. So I'm learning. I'm learning. It's a learning experience, and it's fun because it's something I've never done before. Oh, I did it before, but it's new. It's new things to learn, and it's stuff that's making sense. So, it's cool stuff going on. And yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. It's fun. I like stuff like that. All right, so let's see here. Let's get this guy's legs in here. And I was the legs. I'm just gonna do like kind of like knobby knees. Sort of approach here. I realize I don't draw a lot of like like you don't. I don't draw a lot of people in shorts. And so it's a new experience for me here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, cartoons. You gotta I guess Pickle Nick is sticking it to you. You gotta let you gotta you gotta do a shout out to Mike Milo. he's he's holding your feet to the fire. All right, so there we go. I've got a foot here, and this guy. Let's keep up with like the, hairy surfer motif because I kind of like that's a fun aesthetic. Let's go ahead and cut these lines. I don't need them. I feel like his shorts need something a little more. Let's put a layer. Let's start a new layer underneath. I feel like his shorts need some decoration. I don't know. I might, if I when I cut, I might save that for coloring. I don't know. I was thinking like maybe like a Hawaiian print or something, just to kind of because there's a lot of negative space here, and as I'm going through this drawing, I'm like there needs to be something there, and I'm kind of filling up that area in other places, like adding like some texture, like indicating that he's got like tight skin, or indicating that he's got body hair going on. But yeah, there's something that needs to be something on those shorts, and I'm thinking, yeah, like maybe like a Hawaiian print, like maybe like Maybe like some flowers, sort of thing. Might be fun. I guess I'm going with flowers. I can always when I color this in, I can always spruce that up and make it look a little bit better. But yeah, there we go. I think that works. I think that works out pretty good. I like the flowers, like Hawaiian print sort of thing. You know. You know. Pickle Nick asks, flowers on shorts. Yeah, like surfer shorts. Come on, man. Gotta keep them gnarly, man. I'm so not a surfer. I just grew up around surfers, but I grew up in Surfer Town, but I never got into surfing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand up on the dang board. I'm too tall. I was too tall and clumsy. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Um Let's see here. Let's see here. Cartoons asks, a pattern, a stripe on the shorts. I was thinking a stripe. I was thinking a stripe, but I kind of like the randomness of the flowers here. Let's see here. Pickle Nick says, that's because I'm a fan of cartoons and you too, Bill. You both living my dream. I can only live through you all. Oh, hey, man. I I saw what Caratoons posted later on, and I totally agree with you. Caratoons replied, it's not as dreamy as you think. More panic and throwing pasta to see what sticks. It kind of is. It kind of is. And yeah, Toad is completely... It's completely lost. Oh my goodness, I'm getting lost in the chat here. That's what I should title this video. Bill gets lost in the chat. No. Hey, what's going on, Zomon? What's going on? Oh my goodness. Oh, actually, yeah. To go back to what PickleNut said about like living the dream. There's a I don't and live working and being an animator is great. I'm gonna go experience one of the good things about working with it and working in this industry. There's awesome people that we work with. Cartoons. On today's episode, Bill giggles. We discuss surfer shorts. Working in animation, working in an industry is fun. You get to work on some awesome projects. You get to do things that I think other jobs that are fun and interesting, but at the same time it's difficult. Like, it's really hard. It's if it's a dream, I wouldn't call it like a super happy dream, because there's a lot of stress. And I don't mean to say this to like put people down. I don't mean to be like, if you want to work in animation, you gotta toughen up, bucko. No, I don't mean to say it like that. It's just more of the reality. And I'm not saying that Pickle Nick, you were wrong in anything. I'm just using your thing to make a point. So sorry if I'm sorry if I'm singling you out, because I'm not. It's tough. It's stressful. And it requires I don't know, like I said, I'm in the middle of it, so I can't actually tell you what being successful is it in. I'm only starting my second job working at a studio. I've been working as an animator professionally for about 10-12 years, but that was all in games, which is similar but different at the same time. It allows me to have knowledge and experience that lets me have a little more of understanding what's going on in the animation industry. But as far as working actually like in television, I'm still fairly new. I've only been doing this, for about 3 years, because I started working in 2016 freelance wise, and there's it's fun. There's a lot of fun to be had, but at the same time, there's a lot of stress and I think a lot of times unmentioned difficulties. There's the usual stress of projects, deadlines, stuff like that. Um, but there's also, I mean, there's emotional stress. There's I mean, it requires, I think, a level of, I don't want to say like emotional maturity, but just emotional understanding that you want to have. It's like when I say, if you get laid off or if you get rejected, don't take it personally, because it's really easy to take it personally. It's really easy to do that, but if you and that's where that emotional understanding, the having that experience, having being able to um, widen your perspective at how you look at what's happening is important, because there's a lot of things that can trip you up and put you down and beat you down. And I've seen it, and I've seen it in people. There's a lot of burnout, because there's like a pervasive, it's almost like not a societal thing, but what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but there it's we were Cartoons and I were actually talking about something like this morning. It's like there's certain things that happen. It's like there's certain things that happen that kind of like elicit certain types of responses, and it kind of like, if you start to track it down as like people responding to things and things that happen, it starts to make it starts to feel like it makes a little more sense. We were talking about tests, and testing is something that happens in this industry, and it's, in a way, if you think about it, it's kind of silly, but at the same time, I can see where it comes in, but like it's a very hot topic right now. I especially know this because there's another union subcommittee through our storyboard group that's looking at testing, and I can't wait till our next meeting to find out what it is that they've come up with, because testing is a subject. There's it's like when you're doing a storyboard test, a lot of times, I mean, sometimes the test will give you a description, they'll give you examples, sometimes they don't, sometimes they just give you character models, but a lot of times when you get a test, sometimes you just get instructions, you get a script, you get character drawings, and then go. And that's not how storyboarding works, not on the job. It's, you'll get a script, but you'll sit down with a director. You'll get direction. You'll get notes. And with the mindset of a test, I remember this because I would get tests I went through years and years of testing, and you would get a test, and they would give you all that information, and then you would just, you do whatever you wanted. You kind of just left to do what you did. So you would try to guess what they were looking for. You had to basically read someone's mind, which is impossible. And you would read their mind, and then you would produce whatever you could, the best thing you could. And then you wouldn't get any feedback. You would just get, you would just either not get an email, you would either not get an email, or you get an email saying, thank you for the test. We're gonna move on to somebody else. Good luck with your job hunt, or something like that. They're never mean. They're never like, you suck. Get off our face. They're very nice. They're very professional. But it's frustrating because you didn't learn from that experience, because all you're stuck with is what you did, what you chose to do, and you have no way of knowing where you went wrong. And I remember for a long time just being frustrated because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I need to learn. I don't know how I can improve. I'm just guessing. And for me, like there's a pervasive issue, at least according to what I found out through the meetings I've had at the guild, where there's people there's people doing extra work that they don't need to do, and it's becoming an issue because it kind of like further inflates expectations of what's needed or what can be done by artists, and some people um uh went and because some people went one way. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused here. Um, oh my goodness, I'm getting lost in my train of thought. Yeah, it's people. It's the expectations will be spelled out one way, and they'll do more. And the perception is that they're doing more to kind of like show off or to curry favor or to just keep their job and stuff. And I don't know. It's hard to say because you can't get inside those people's minds and actually figure out why they're doing it. But a lot of the things that I thought was maybe going on is that because you're so used to taking tests, and you might do a test and then like, oh, I really nailed the shadows or this. You don't really know why they chose you or what got you in. And so your thought process is, well, I did it because I worked my butt off, or because I did add shadows, or I did add extra work, and that becomes your like driving force and stuff. I don't know. It's something to think about. There's a whole bunch going on in the chat here. I see like Cartoons is yelling at me. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back up on the chat here. Cartoons says, stop saying rejected. That's such an emotionally charged word, and coming from both sides of the hiring table, it really isn't rejecting each artist that doesn't get hired. It's just a crapshoot the person hiring takes, and you never know what's really going on when they made the decision. So you weren't rejected, just not hired. That's all. No, Cartoons is absolutely right. Rejection is a loaded word. It's like it is a loaded word, and for a long time, sometimes just changing the word I use to refer to myself changed things. She's right. She's right. Rejection. She says. Cartoons goes on to say, rejected makes it feel like they looked at your art and said, "Ew, no way, we don't want it." In reality, it's a process of whittling it down and making hard choices among artists that you all like. And that's exactly right. And I think if I say I say rejected, I think just out of habit, and that's how tough it is. I know I shouldn't say rejected, but that's the word, and we need a new word for that. I don't have a good word. I don't have another word than rejected, because that's been the word to use so far. But that stuff means something. And Cartoons is absolutely right. Cartoon says, stop it, Bill, because I guess I said it more a couple times. I'm so sorry, Kurt. I'm sorry, sweetie. Stop it, Bill. Just because you don't get a job from a test doesn't mean you went wrong and got rejected. And that's true. That is absolutely true. It has nothing to do that I did something wrong, but that was the perception I had. That was what at that time. At that time, that was my perception of what happened. You're not rejected. It just didn't work out. Like I said, lack of a better word. I don't have a better word for it. Cartoons then says, we had to hire, yes, because when we had to hire voice actors for our USC project, did we think the people who didn't go with it went wrong and we personally rejected them? No, it just wasn't the right fit, or they're just like, oh, because we had some really good voice actors that submitted auditions for our USC project when we put out the word for voice actors, and we had some really good voice actors that submitted, but it just wasn't working for it. And and it's not that those people were bad voice actors, but the on the other side, when we didn't send anything back, and that's the perception of people who don't, because we didn't give any feedback. It's not like we called all these people up and said, hey, we really liked your audition, but we were really looking for this. We didn't have time. We had like 30 auditions to go through, and we had a production schedule to get to. So it wasn't so much that we didn't want to help these people, but we just couldn't. It was just, we couldn't get to that. That wasn't anything that we could have done. So I don't think a solution is is to kind of like is to because this has been discussed as far as like testing and stuff. I don't think a solution is to just force studios to give feedback. The test I did for Bento Box, I was really happy with. Um, they actually brought me in to the studio and they showed me a full storyboard sequence, and the producer actually like gave me like, well, this is what we're looking to do, here's an example, and I got to ask questions, and I got to kind of like have an idea of what they're looking for before I got to have a really good idea of what they were looking for before I started the board. And I kind of want to attribute some of the success to that because I was given that opportunity, and like stuff like that works. I think more communication works better, but I think also changing some of the terminology might also work. Let's see here. Cartoons ads. For the longest time, Bill kept saying he got rejected from Nickelodeon when he found out that he was the second choice. Doesn't sound like he got rejected to me. That's right. I did a storyboard test a long time ago for Breadwinners. And I found out through my friend that worked there that they were I was like the second to last choice, and they went with someone else because that person had more experience. And so yeah, it wasn't that I got rejected. It has nothing to do with me getting rejected. I had good stuff, and that was finding that out was a good boost to my own confidence, because I was like, oh. But if I hadn't had my friend Brian working at Nickelodeon to give me that information, I never would have known that. I just would have thought, well, I didn't get it. Yeah, it's a big problem. Because there's a lot of, and I think the major problem is just a lack of communication, not for nefarious reasons. Like, I'm sure, like I said, everyone that I've worked with so far in this industry have been super nice. Even people that have like chips on their shoulders, something. Everyone's been super nice, and very helpful. And I don't think it's for a lack of wanting that there's no communication. I think it's most of the part. I mean, it's like we experienced what Cartoons and I experienced with our USC project. It wasn't that we had bad voice actors come to us or that we didn't like what they had. It's just we didn't have the time. We had to hire voice actors, get them recording, and we just didn't have the means to like send feedback to these people or have second auditions. We were kind of just like, this person sounds good, this person sounds good, and we had to filter it all through USC and Children's Hospital had to okay these voice actors. So we had to just kind of like, okay, we like these ones, we kind of hope to want to get this one. Here's our choices, and then we send our top 3, and then we get the one back that they liked. And there was no time in any of that to just kind of like finesse that voice or say like I said, that's why you can't take it personally, because there's more going on here. There was more going on in this production process than them just looking at your resume and saying this guy sucks or this girl can't do it. That's not what's going on. That is not what's going on at all. But it's because of that lack of communication that feelings like that foster. Because, like I said, with my Nickelodeon test that I did way back when, it was a nice boost to my confidence because I found out, hey, I got really close. It was really cool to hear that. But that's rare. That's rare. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get that feedback. You can't expect that because they've got jobs to do that have nothing to do with, making you feel good. I had a friend on the inside that gave me news that helped me feel good. Yeah, and that's why, again, in this industry, to bring it all back to originally why I started on this big tangent is this industry is all about, it's fun, it's there's exciting things you can do in it. You get to work with amazing teams, amazing people, but you gotta have confidence with yourself and emotional understanding, because no one is doing anything to hurt you. It's all about it's stuff that gets miscommunicated and misinterpreted, and I see that a lot. I see that a lot, and it's a hard problem to solve because it's stuff that's baked in to it, and yeah, it's that's and then, so that and that's why I think it is a hard industry to work in. It's rewarding, it's fun, but it's hard, but it's not impossible. As I like to say nowadays, it's not impossible. It's just hard. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. I saw some nice big chat paragraphs pop up. Let's see here. Chaos Tune. Chaos Tune says this applies to freelance as well. Sales is a numbers game, and sales average is usually 1 in 3. You're not going to close with every client. In fact, you won't more often than you do. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I think sometimes an expectation of like I have to get every client I can, I think sometimes leads to bad decisions being made in freelance. And that's why a lot of times it's I think for me, what's helped for me in the freelance realm is slowing down my thought process. Slowing things down. There's part of me that wants to be like, they wants to get excited and rush through everything and like, oh yeah, I can do all that. But at least for me, slowing it down. But yeah, Chaos 2 is absolutely correct. Sales is a numbers game, and you're not going to get every client. Absolutely good. Yeah, good comment. Cartoon says, even saying not what they're looking for can be wrong too. Some voice actors were a tough choice, and we were down to 5 people that would all have worked. But sadly, we can only use 1. So it wouldn't be true if any of those other 5 started saying, well, they rejected me and I made a mistake. It wasn't what they were looking for. Exactly right. Exactly right. And as I said before, that's why you can't think that way, because a lot of times you might have been the 5th person or the 2nd person. It just didn't happen that way. But that doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean throw in the towel. It just means I keep trying, and that's why I like to say the choice that you have, the power that you have control over, because a lot of the biggest problem I think is feeling like you have no control over your life, especially working in an industry like this, because a lot of it comes down to what do I want to say? A lot of it comes down to things that feel like they're out of your control. Like losing your job, or like the studio closes, or a whole show gets shut down, or a business decision is made and you lose everything. And you could argue all till the end of the day of how it's a bad decision or whatever, but in the end, that's the decision that was made, and you got to deal with it. And the only choice you have, the power that you have control over, is whether or not you give up or you keep going, and that is the biggest power you have, and the power how you look at it. And if you look at it all as just these people are out to get me, or they're all out to ruin my life, then that sounds miserable. It sounds like a miserable existence. There's different ways of looking at it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one ways to look at a problem. We're all supposed to be creative individuals. Let's get creative about how to do that. And I think, and that's how problems get solved, is by being creative about it. I'm trying to make a heat lamp here, and I don't know if this is working out. I might have to get some reference here. This is kind of working out. It's one of those like directional heat lamp things, kind of, or maybe it's a satellite dish. I don't know. Let's just kind of put it. Just kind of put it there. Let's see what you guys made some great comments. I'm kind of going back through the chat. Let's see here. Pickle Nick says, I have not allowed myself to be hired because I haven't tried. But I am putting my family first right now because I'm raising 2 kids on my own. I have a really good job that provides well. So I can't get to Cali to even try to work for animation companies. And there are no animation schools in Kentucky. See, I am from Florida. I've always been my dream to work on 2D cartoons since I was a kid, but my choice I took in my past landed me where I am today. But I would do anything for my kids. Well, and Pickleneck, like, I have nothing but respect for you. Like, that's a tough choice. I mean, I got kids of my own, and I've been there, having to face that choice of, what you're doing, how's it going to support your kids, how's you're going to, those are tough choices. Those are real choices. I mean, the cool thing is, though, I mean, you're living in 2019. 2019, I got the year right. Unless you're watching this in 2020 or whatever, then this video is completely dated. Talking to my YouTube audience there. I think what's cool about nowadays is that you don't have to work in animation in the industry to make animation. Because the tools like digital artwork are available to you. I mean, I know, California is a place to be for animation. That's where it's going on, but that's not stopping you from making your own animation, from doing the things that you want to do, from carving out that little time for you to do that stuff. Not saying that this is what you have to do. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life or anything like that, but it's just a suggestion that, there's more than one way to look at this issue. I mean, yeah, there's, in some, if there's a multiverse out there, there's some universe where Cartoons and I up and moved to Montana, and I like to think that even though we were in Montana, we are still finding some way to create something, either whether it be comics, animation, or anything, because the tools are still here. And if and when you have the right tools and you have the passion, you have an opportunity to do that. And so even though you might not be able to get out to California here and work for Warner Brothers or one of these big companies, the fact that you know people that are doing this, and there's people that are able to do it, you have the tools to do it, is awesome. I mean, the opportunity is right there. Just and Pickleneck, you show some awesome artwork, and you're involved with a lot of animators, and you're involved with a lot of things. So, I mean, it's not all bad. It's a pretty good opportunity. Let's see here. Cartoons out of that's totally legit pickle and makes a lot of sense. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's see here. There's some info from Cartoons. I'll get to that link later. That looks like a juicy link. John Lasseter's Skydance Animation hires former Pixar founder. Whoa. That's I might have to read that. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo. I got a doobly-doo comment from Mike Milo my last time I said that. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo that thing. I don't know if I'm going to comment on it, though. That might be too juicy for my live stream to get into. Let's see here. Chaos Tune then says, I don't have kids. I have old folks with health problems, and I'm the unofficial family caregiver, and they need a lot of time, and I'm in Virginia, but I can freelance. Let's see here. Chaos Tune. So you just make stuff, make little shorts in your spare time, slowly build a demo reel. And Chaos Tune, I mean, you hit the nail on the you kind of made my point for me. I should have just scrolled down to the thing and be like, oh, Chaos Tune already said my point for me. And you said it much simpler and easier than I did. I blew a whole bunch of words out into the atmosphere. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just make stuff. And Pickle Nick, you have to look at it this way. You're no different than, say, an animation student or someone who's 16 right now. You guys are in the same boat. You have a love for making animation, and you have the opportunity to make it. So make it. Put your stuff out there and have fun with it. Put, like I keep saying with my artwork and my line work, the energy that you have, that love, that energy, that passion, that if you have that while you're working, it's going to show up in your work, and anyone can identify with it. And there you go. Like I said, Chaos Tune made my point. Let's see here. Cartoon says, yeah, you guys are both keeping on by what you can do and what you do, which is great. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right. Oh, hey. I'm caught up with the chat. Oh, awesome. I'm caught up with the chat. There we go. Chaos Tune says, oh, there's totally an alternate universe Lamont that lives in an RV and has animation set of it in it. I hope he's down by a river eating government cheese. Oh, let's see here. Bad old SNL reference there. Might be in this universe one day. Oh man, I hope not. Chaos Tune, you're a great animator. Like I said, if we have another big project, we'd love to bring you on again. Pickleneck, great advice, guys. Hey, I hope it's great advice. Hey, what's going on, Naruto? What's going on? Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Good morning to you too. And Chaos Tune finishes up with Bill Drassel brand word salads. Only the tastiest in word salads by Bill Drassel. It's got my face on it like Newman's Own or something like that. Just making the dumbest face in the world. I've got something important to say. All right, guys. All right. Well, hey, let's see here. Let's get in this fan here. Let's start the fan again, because I've got about 15 more minutes, and that was a good talking subject. This is this whole week has been a lot of fun. I think it's because I'm a little more relaxed. I'm having a little more fun. One of the things I should talk about is I should definitely check if I can show off the animation that we did, our freelance animation that Karen and I did. Karen, who's Caretoons, like Caretoons and Karen, they flip flop in my head. Yeah, we got that done, and I need to. I sent off the art files to our contact guy, and he says he wants to do more animation with us. I just need to set that up. And he said he's available all this week, so I just got to set up a time for a phone call and stuff. But yeah, I want to find out if I can share the if I can post the animation that we did onto our website to show off work, because one of the things that Caretoons and I want to do now that we have our own production studio, or not our own production studio, but our own company, Chubby Beagle Production, by the way. I said that so wrong. I was trying to be all slick and cool with my microphone, Chubby Beagle Production, and I totally messed up. But yeah, one of the things that we want to do going forward is get a website up and show off work that we've done as a studio, which would be that animation, the USC project. Even though it wasn't done under Chubby Beagle Productions per se, it was done by the people that work at Chubby Beagle Productions, and so that's work that I want to be able to show off when we get a website up. That way we can try and get more clients or get more work going. So if I get that okay to show it, I will definitely share it here on this video, here on my stream, because it was a lot of fun. It was a fun project. We got to do some cool shots that like some fun action shots. It has like a superhero in it, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun. We got to do some fun, cool effects and try some fun things with not multiply, but like blur and action. It was cool. I really liked how it came out. It's really fun and colorful. So yeah, as soon as I get the okay to share that, I will. Because I think you guys will like it. We liked it. We had a lot of fun working on it, and I think it'll be fun to share with everyone. All right, let's get this fan blade in. Here's the problem with drawing, with making your roughs really rough. Oh, I don't have any information on how to draw this fan. You know what? I think I'm gonna look up for both the heater and the fan. I gotta go find some reference. Oh my gosh, Chaos Tune just subscribed. What? Hey, Chaos Tune, thank you so much for the subscription. Just subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Now you have access to all those old, doofy Project Plum emoticons I made. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, man. That I appreciate it. That is awesome. We're gonna yeah, that is awesome. All the proceeds, any bits and stuff that you guys are gonna share is all gonna go towards Chubby Beagle Productions. I'm gonna be I gotta get it all set up and stuff like that, but thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You're making this extra large doof happy. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna call it right here for the day, because I've got a lunch to get ready to go to with some friends. Thank you guys so much for coming today. If you guys are watching this on my YouTube page, if you guys are and you have any questions, I've still got 2 more days left this week that I'll be streaming at my usual time at 11 a.m. Follow me on Instagram at Bill_Drastel. That's DRASTAL. And if you have any comments, anything, questions you want me to talk about, anything you want to know about drawing, working in animation, anything, let me know in the comments. Message me on Instagram. Let me know, and I would be happy to address those in the next 2 streams coming up. And like I said, lots of fun things coming up. Even though I'm going to be going through a schedule change to Friday evenings starting next week. A lot of cool things coming. So subscribe, follow me, get notifications, smash that like button, hit that bell and notifications. Because lots of cool things are coming, and it's going to be fun. So have a good one, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are all the best. And yeah, have a good one. See ya.